Welcome to the next module in the elicitation and analysis domain. In this video, we focus on two critical quality activities: verifying and validating requirements. This module forms part of Module 5, the elicitation and analysis domain, and it builds directly on the requirements work introduced in Module 5.7. If you haven't watched the previous module yet, I encourage you to do so to understand how progressive elaboration leads into the quality checks that follow in the broader PMI-PBA journey. In this module, we'll explore how verification ensures that requirements are complete, correct, and feasible, and how validation confirms that they align with business goals and stakeholder needs. These activities help prevent costly rework, strengthen confidence in the requirements, and ensure that the solution being developed addresses the right problem.
Verification is about quality, making sure the requirements themselves are written and structured in the right way before we hand them over for design or development. The central question we ask is, are we building the requirements right? To answer that, we look at a few key criteria. Are the requirements correct, consistent, and feasible within the scope of the project? Are they free from ambiguity so that everyone interprets them in the same way? Are they prioritized so the team knows what matters most? And are they testable, meaning we can later confirm whether they've been met? There are practical techniques to support this. Peer reviews and inspections are powerful because they bring fresh eyes to spot errors or inconsistencies. Walkthroughs with stakeholders can surface unclear wording or overlooked details. In agile environments, the INVEST criteria is often applied to user stories: independent, negotiable, valuable, estimable, small, and testable. A story that doesn't meet these criteria probably isn't ready for development. Think of verification as a form of quality control. Just as engineers wouldn't send a design to manufacturing without checking its accuracy, business analysts shouldn't send requirements forward without verifying their sound. Skipping this step can lead to expensive rework later when developers build something that doesn't quite match what was intended. Verification gives us confidence that the requirements are solid inputs to solution design. But quality alone isn't enough. We also need to make sure we're building the right thing. That's where validation comes in.
While verification focuses on the quality of the requirements, validation asks a different but equally important question. Are we building the right requirements? Validation is about alignment, making sure the requirements we've defined actually support the business goals and meet stakeholder needs. A requirement can be perfectly written, consistent, and testable, but if it doesn't contribute to business value, it doesn't belong in the solution. One of the most effective tools for validation is the requirements traceability matrix. This links each requirement back to higher-level objectives, ensuring there's a clear line of sight from what the solution will deliver to why it matters. If a requirement can't be traced back to a business objective, that's a red flag. Defining acceptance criteria is another critical step. This makes clear, upfront, how stakeholders will judge whether a requirement has been successfully met. For example, if the business objective is to improve call center efficiency, acceptance criteria might specify that agents must be able to retrieve a customer record within 3 seconds, 95% of the time. Prototyping and stakeholder walkthroughs also help validate requirements. When stakeholders see a visual model or early mock-up of the solution, they can confirm whether it aligns with their expectations or identify gaps before costly development begins. The outcome of validation is confidence. Confidence that what we're building is not just technically correct, but valuable, relevant, and worth the investment. With both verification and validation in place, we've covered the essential checks that give requirements their integrity. To round off, let's look at some practical techniques from the PMI Practice Guide that support strong analysis in action.